Very good. Okay, do you want to come up and share your dream? Boy, this thing is loud, isn't it? There we go.
Okay. I was on my way to church, but I got distracted along the way, so I stopped to get my ring fixed. The ring was purple, and it had 2 diamonds on one end, and it was missing the 2 diamonds on the other end. So I went to see a repairman, and so he could add the other 2 diamonds on the other side. But he was on the phone, and he was telling the person that he couldn't talk to them because he was in a secure room, and that the person had a camera or something on their phone that they could see into the room. Then his supervisor walked in and came in immediately, and he hung up his phone. So then I told him about my ring, and he started fixing it when he realized I had the other 2 diamonds to put on the ring. But now I wasn't going to make it to church because it was now 11 o'clock when I stopped to get the ring fixed. So I never made it to church, but I was hoping that I would get to make it to the church later, which would be around 11:20.
Okay, so let me see if we've got that dream right. So are you driving on your way to church, or you just said you're on your way to church?
I'm walking.
You're just on your way, walking. Okay, so you're on your way to church, and you realize you need to get your ring fixed. And the ring that you need to get fixed has a purple stone, and it has 2 diamonds on one side, and the 2 diamonds that are supposed to be on the other side are missing. And so you go into a store to get it fixed, and as you go in, the person that's working there is talking on the phone, and they're explaining to someone how they can't talk right then because they're in a secure room and their phone has a camera on it, and so that's not secure. And as they're having that conversation, their boss walks in, and when their boss walks in, they quickly hang up the phone, and they take a look at you, and you show them the ring. And because you have the 2 diamonds that were missing from the ring, they're able to fix it right then. And you're realizing, I don't have enough time to get to church on time. Church starts at 11. Maybe I'll get there a little bit late at 11:20. We'll see how this goes. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back into your groups, and go ahead and pause the video. We're going to get back in a few minutes. Find your title, find your focus, find your sub-focuses, find your details, come up with an interpretation. When you're ready, turn the camera back on, see what we got here at the lab. Welcome back to the Dream Lab. I cheated. I went ahead and put a diagram up on the board already. So we're going to start talking about it with the diagram already on the board. One of the things about this dream, because there's so many details, it's going to be very easy to get caught up in the details and miss the main point. And one of the things we talk about consistently here at the lab is the idea that you've got to keep it simple. You want to reduce the dream to its basic plot. And so with this dream, what's going on is the dreamer is trying to get to church, but they need to fix something first, and they feel like they may be late for church. So if you can figure out what the thing that's being fixed is, and what going to church would represent in this particular dream, you've got the interpretation. If you never figure out why it was a purple stone and what all the diamonds were, it's okay. The dreamer will probably figure that out as they walk this out in their life. We're going to give them just enough that they can figure it out on their own, and possibly will understand it all. All right. So let's go to a couple of our teams. For the ring, what did you guys get that the ring represented? Covenant. Authority. Something valuable. Okay, so rings can represent covenant, they can represent authority, so it's something that the dreamer is responsible for. It's a commitment that they have, that there's some type of a promise to take care of it, and they've got the ability to take care of it, right? And so you've got diamonds. What was it about the diamonds? Could be giftings. Okay, 2 of them were missing. Could be out of balance, right? The other thing about diamonds are really expensive. It's something that's very precious to her, right? It's something that's hers that's very precious to her. Okay, and church literal or metaphoric? Metaphoric. What would church be a metaphor for? A spiritual aspect of her life. So it could be talking about her connection with the Lord, could be talking about her church life, not necessarily getting to a particular church service. Very good. Okay, so let's get a couple. We have a question. Maybe where she gets fed the word. Okay. Very good. So let's have a couple of the teams come up and give their interpretation. Who's ready? She is. Come on up. Yay. Actually, I think that's looking pretty good.
Okay, so we determined that the dream is about the dreamer and that she was on her way to church and she got distracted. So we think the dream is about distractions from where she's going, where she needs to, whether it's where she's getting fed or whatever it is. She gets distracted by something that may be precious to her and valuable, and it's important, but it may not be the right time for her to be focused on it.
Okay. Very good.
That's pretty much. We didn't really go into the details on the diamonds and, the different jewels and stuff because, we just kept it simple.
Good. Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's see. Another team. Come on up. Yay, Gail.
Okay.
Stand close to the mic.
Okay. This is what we got in a nutshell. That there's division or some sort of covenant in her life needed attention or repair. That there's a pastor perhaps or a person in place of help might seem distracted or focused on the wrong things, but the presence of genuine authority comes in, and that person responds to the genuine authority and is able to help her restore that covenant, restore the broken pieces of it, only to also find out that she had what she needed with her the whole time, that it wasn't missing, but that she couldn't make the repair on her own, that she did need the help. So we felt like God was encouraging her to know that the people around her, or the person in the place that could help her, may not be perfect, but that person does submit to genuine authority and is necessary to make the repair.
Okay, good. Good. Anybody else? One of the other teams want to come on up, Alan? This time I'm going to move it, if I can loosen it. There we go.
Okay. We felt like this dream was highlighting an issue in your life that might have to do with a covenant or a commitment, and there might be something, it might have to do with authority. There might be something precious or valuable that might be in need of repair or might be out of balance, and that there's a sense of urgency in your mind that this needs to be repaired, so that you don't miss out on something in your spiritual walk or your spiritual life. And also, it might be on the way to, or in the process of getting this repaired, that there might be some issues of insecurity in the area of communication that might need to be dealt with.
Okay. Very good. So our basic points in this dream, again, like we said, the ring represents some place of authority, some covenant. So commitment works really well for that. It's commitment they have. It's something that's very precious. Diamonds are very precious stone. So it's something that's very precious that needs to be fixed, needs to be repaired. And in the process of that, it seems to be affecting her spiritual life. And she's been concerned, but don't worry, she's going to be able to get there even if it's not the same as what she thought. Does that make sense? So there's an encouragement, but it's also helping to realize that there is a process that's needed for this to get repaired, for this to get fixed. All right, now, how many of you thought in your mind, I wonder if that's talking about a family situation? A couple people. Few people. That was one of the questions that I had. I was just curious. I was wondering if we're going to find out that the dreamer had 4 children. Nope, Dreamer has no children. So completely missed it on that one. Glad I didn't say it until afterwards. But that's why it's always helpful when you have thoughts like that, you can ask the dreamer a question. Hey, got a question. Do you have kids? Nope. Okay, just move on and find something else that it might be. You realize that that's probably not it. And so you can look at other options. Does that make sense? Okay.